Welcome back to Test Drive. I'm here in the Motor City, Detroit, with Chrysler 300 SRT8. And with me is a guy that helped make muscle cars and, for that matter, Detroit cool again. SRT President Ralph Gilles.
How you doing?
Before we talk about this car, I want to talk about the Super Bowl ad. With the now iconic tagline, imported from Detroit. Talk about what Detroit means to Chrysler and Chrysler means to Detroit.
Well, you know, Detroit's our home ground, right? We go down with them, we go up with them. You know, we're kind of linked together. I remember when that commercial came on, I have a lot of friends in the industry, they all called me and said, thank you for making that commercial, because it was bigger than the car. It was about the city, it was about the gumption, it was about survival, a comeback story, and the fact that we are capable of making quality products.
Yeah, everybody has a business sedan. I call this the all-business sedan.
That's a good term.
You can use that.
I like that.
What is the 300 to the line?
It's a special car. It's kind of one of the halos for the Chrysler brand as well. I mean, I think it, the original 300 back, the 55 300C, they used to call it the banker's muscle car. You know, it was a really sophisticated vehicle that had an outsized engine, it was really powerful, fun to drive, and that's what this is all about. I mean, this is the ability to have both luxury and performance. It's not that hard for us to conceive a car like the 300 when you live in a city like Detroit. I mean, people, just like LA in a way, people are very proud of their cars here. They really respect them. It's an extension of their personality. And the 300 is one of those cars that has the ability to be whatever you want it to be. It could be your sports car, it could be your muscle car, it could be your cruiser, it could be your chrome machine, your hip-hop mobile. I mean, it really kind of flexes with its audience. And to this day, I think, just like we're in this SRT, it can be a track car as well. So it's this car that has this ability to put on kind of whatever suit the moment requires.
It's amazing how one product can change the trajectory of a company.
Chrysler's always had that history of being able to take risks. We had this wonderful rear drive architecture, and we knew the rear drive proportions give you this automatically premium look. So why not go all the way, and take it all the way? And then we kind of experimented with this really tall belt line, short window, and said, why not for production? It can't just be a show car. So we did it, and it's really, you're right, it really has gotten people into our brand that otherwise would never have been.
Now, you've got an interesting upbringing. I heard a funny story. Is it true that your aunt sent a letter to the chief of design, or to Iacocca?
Iacocca, yeah, she did. I used to spend summers sketching, and she noticed that. She said, you should do this for a living, and they wrote us back. Neil Walling actually answered it, and it took me almost 8 years later, but I actually followed their advice.
And that was when you were in grade school?
Yeah, I was just about 13 and a half years old. And that's one of the reasons I joined Chrysler. I had a few offers, and I said, Chrysler has been there from the beginning. There's something here. There must be a reason.
Funny how that stuff works. People don't think about it, but talk about the interiors and what goes into that.
We have die-cast aluminum details. We have leather-wrapped instrument panels, which is available on some of our vehicles. We also have the stamped aluminum cluster bezel, which is both on the base car and the SRT. So there's a great opportunity to use world-class materials. When you think of an interior in a car, there's hundreds and hundreds of little products inside one big product. So it takes a lot of effort to get it right, and talk about getting really precise and detailed.
This little piece of fabric here, that it's actually perforated leather. I mean, what are the choices?
Oh, lots. I mean, there's shiny leather, there's what we call protein vinyl, there's split grain leather, all these different leathers.
The way the buttons click, is that something, the knobs, everything?
Yeah, I remember this actual switch, they gave us about 20 of them, and you had to push them and listen. And there's a little copper thing that kind of makes a clicking sound, and that's part of our job too.
From an exterior design standpoint, what have you tried to do with the SRT cars?
We're trying to kind of make it subtle, and everything on it's functional. Every SRT, even though it may look like a spoiler add-on, it all does something. These cars are not speed limited, so they can go up to 174 miles per hour. So we tune for aero first, and then we add a little distinction to make them, so someone who's a car guy can look at the car 100 feet away and go, that's an SRT.
It's funny how far things have come. I remember when I was in high school, the fastest car 0 to 60 was a turbo Porsche, 5.0 seconds. This car's faster than that, and it's a business sedan.
Yeah, it'll do 0 to 60 in 4.6. It'll pull, what was that car G-wise?
That one was at like high 0.7, maybe 0.8.
Yeah, this car will pull 0.9 G, and do 174 miles per hour all day long. But it's, this car with its 50-50 weight distribution is really fun, and a lot of steering angle and a lot of torque, so it's easy to light up. So it actually is best kept secret. It's the world's best drift machine.
You're the first auto industry executive that I've ever done that with, and I suspect there aren't a lot of them that can. Well, what a segue. Let's turn up the music and go for a drive.